Imagine a circle of massive stones, each weighing more than a car, perfectly aligned with the rising sun on the longest day of the year. Now imagine this was built over 4,000 years ago by people with no metal tools, no wheels, and no written language. Who were they? Why did they build it? And how did they move stones weighing up to 25 tons across miles of rugged terrain? This is Stonehenge, and today we're diving into its secrets, myths, and the unsettling truth that archaeologists still can't fully explain. Located in the rolling green plains of Wiltshire, England, Stonehenge is one of the most iconic and mysterious ancient structures in the world. But it didn't appear overnight. Its construction happened in three major phases, beginning over 5,000 years ago, long before the pyramids of Egypt. The earliest phase, a simple circular ditch. But by 2500 BCE, massive sarsen stones, each standing nearly 13 feet tall, were erected in a symmetrical pattern. These were carefully arranged in a horseshoe and circular layout, with smaller bluestones transported from Wales, over 150 miles away, without wheels, without cranes, without written plans. How? That's one of the many puzzles we're still trying to solve. Let's pause and ask, how do you move a 25-ton stone in 2500 BCE? Some believe logs were used as rollers, or perhaps sleds dragged across grease tracks. Others think the stones floated on rafts via ancient waterways. But no single theory explains everything, especially the bluestones, which seem to come from a specific quarry in the Prehistoric Hills in faraway Wales. This suggests purpose, that the builders wanted those stones from that place. Why? Some believe they were thought to have spiritual or healing powers. Others believe the stone circle is a giant astronomical calendar, perfectly aligned to the solstices. Stand inside Stonehenge at sunrise on the summer solstice, and you'll witness something profound. The sun rises exactly over the heel stone, marking the longest day of the year. Coincidence? Hardly. Scholars now believe Stonehenge was an advanced solar and lunar observatory, tracking the movements of the heavens, guiding planting, harvesting, and ceremonial rites. Some even argue that Stonehenge encoded eclipses and planetary alignments, acting as a kind of prehistoric calendar computer. But here's the twist. We're not entirely sure how they achieved this precision, let alone why. Recent discoveries have revealed something chilling. Beneath and around Stonehenge lie the remains of the dead, hundreds of burials spanning centuries. But this wasn't just a graveyard. Archaeologists discovered elite remains, some transported from distant lands. This suggests Stonehenge was a sacred site, perhaps reserved for a ruling class or spiritual elite. Combined with nearby ritual monuments, like Dangton Walls, it becomes clear Stonehenge wasn't standing alone. It was part of a much larger spiritual complex, linked to death, rebirth, and celestial cycles. Of course, where mystery thrives, so do myths. Some claim Stonehenge was built by Druids, but the monument predates them by over 1,000 years. Others credit the wizard Merlin, who supposedly summoned giants to carry the stones from Ireland. But perhaps the most persistent theory? Aliens. Yes, some believe extraterrestrials aided in its construction, pointing to the astronomical alignments and technical sophistication. While there's no hard evidence of little green men, the questions left unanswered keep that theory alive for some. But sometimes, reality is stranger than myth, because despite decades of research, we still don't know who exactly built Stonehenge or why they chose that spot. So what is Stonehenge? A temple to the sun? An ancient burial site? A clock for the gods? Or perhaps something we were never meant to understand? In a world overflowed with information, Stonehenge reminds us that some mysteries endure, not because we lack intelligence, but because time has taken the answers. And maybe, just maybe, that's the point. If you ever visit England's countryside and stand in the shadow of those stones, listen closely. You may not hear words, but you'll feel the weight of thousands of years watching you. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the past. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, like, and hit the bell for more ancient mysteries, legends, and wonders, because history still holds its secrets.